Hey Yeg Nation, we're out here in Ward 1. It's a bright, beautiful, but very brisk morning, and we have Randy Allen. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, thank you.
So Randy, how about you just give yourself a little introduction and let people know who you are and what you stand for.
Okay, well I'm Randy Allen. This is in my neighborhood. I live in the Glenwood area, Ward 1. I've been here since 1967 for the most part. Essentially I stand for I've gotten tired of just, I guess, public taxpayer money wasting, a lot of unnecessary projects, not properly vetted, and just the lack of, I think, good, true, smart, conscientious leadership within our city, and hopefully I can help bring that to our council.
Okay, so what experiences do you have that you think would, people should know that this is what would make you a good leader?
Well, I've been in retail sales essentially for 30 years. So my strong point, I'm a very shy person by nature, but is customers. So I'm very customer centric. I'm very focused on my customers, my clients. So I go to battle for them to make sure that they get the best value for whatever they're doing, and I would approach that the same way with the constituents in Ward 1, that they would essentially be the customers, and I'm there to help them and facilitate and look after in a responsible way as best as I can, right?
So yeah, actually you have new customers now, and those are your constituents, hey?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one way of looking at it for sure, right?
So you brought us out here. We're actually nearby Stony Plain Road. If you want to tell us a little bit why you brought us here.
Well, for many years, this has been a frustration point along 100th Avenue between 170th Street and 167th Street. There's a city sidewalk that a lot of seniors and people in wheelchairs or with mobility issues use that as their walkway to get over to shopping on the other side of 170th Street. And for some odd reason, they planted fire hydrants right in the middle of the sidewalk. So essentially what happens is, that becomes an obstacle or a barrier, and then for 5-6 months of the year, that pathway is almost impassable because they can't get proper snow clearing or snow removal off the sidewalk. The snow windrows are up against it, so it gets icy, slippery. And I've seen people with wheelchairs trying to negotiate their way down there, or they end up right on the 100th Avenue coming into oncoming traffic. So, it's a safety concern, and it just kind of speaks to, there seems to be some form of apathy or laziness within the city, that they just don't look at the small details and think things out before they put something into place. You would think that when they were constructing that sidewalk, someone would have went, hey, there's a fire hydrant here, maybe we should make the sidewalk a little wider so that it's passable for, a wheelchair or a shopping cart, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, actually we'll probably have that picture up on the Yeg Nation on his blog post. You guys can check it out. So at Yeg Nation, we're trying to get young people out to vote. We're trying to get them involved with the community. So, what have you done? What are you doing to try and get young people, participating in this upcoming election and in the future?
Well, I've always loved politics ever since I was young, and the moment I had a chance to vote, I was out there making sure that I vote, and throughout my working career, I'm always pressuring my coworkers to make their vote count, because realistically, in my mind, you don't have a right to complain if you haven't voted, regardless of whether your candidate gets in or not. At least you made the effort to vote, or put someone in place that you think is going to take care of what you believe in. Right now, unfortunately, I'm still working full time, so I haven't been out engaging a lot, but I still continually pressure my coworkers and my customers as well to just make sure that the working community is anywhere from 18 to 65 years old with the people that I deal with. So I'm always just saying, just make sure you go out, make your vote count.
That's right, guys. Make your vote count. October 16th, Monday. Get out there, get voting, and make sure you get your voice heard.
Exactly.
So another thing we like to talk about is cultural diversity and getting women involved in politics and in the city. So I mean, if you want to address that in some way, please go ahead.
Oh, well, it's really difficult. I think, like, I was very nervous putting my name forward, and there's a lot of amazing people in this city of every kind of background and personality that I think that if you have concerns or issues yourself, that you should put your name out there. Yeah, it's a nervous step in life, but I don't know if you can enforce any kind of programs or anything like that. It's up to the individuals that if they want to run, they should. I know, like, through my past experiences of running a curling club out in Stony Plain and being on the board at a golf course out in Stony Plain as well. I live in Edmonton, but I play out there. That the ladies were way more organized and engaged than us men, because we just seem to kind of want to rubber stamp things and that's it, right? I don't know what's in place right now as far as diversity, and I don't know why there aren't as many female candidates. I know, like, in the United Conservative Party thing, there was a few that dropped out just from intimidation, and that's that's always a difficult thing. I don't know how you can eliminate that. It's on the own person's character and strength if they can fight above it, or if they're going to cave into it, right?
For sure. Okay. So to wrap up, I mean, sorry, one more question, actually, first of all.
Yeah.
So if there's any other issues you want to talk about here in Ward 1, because, people may not know what's going on in Ward 1. So, if you'd like to tell our viewers what you think that, like, the key things to look out for in this upcoming election are, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, well, Ward 1's it's a different anomaly, because we have a lot of industrial areas that are kind of bordered by major streets. So there's quite a confluence. Plus, we have a very diverse economic background here. So there's a lot of less fortunate people in the West End, in Ward 1, in parts of it. Other areas, not so much. There's a lot of infrastructure needs. LRT, it came in, essentially 1978 is when it was, for the Commonwealth Games. And back then we were promised to have the LRT out here to the West End, and it's 40 years, and there's a lot of promises, and then they come up with a really bizarre route that's going to cost everybody a lot of money, because they're going to have a lot of land appropriation through their current route. There's going to be a lot of traffic issues, I think, because ultimately the railroad lines, they need two rail lines. It's going to take up probably 2 lanes of traffic. My thinking is, and if you look at a map and you take all the city noise out of there, the buildings, you look at the road structure, 111th Avenue, Mayfield Road, 170th Street, looks like it was originally designed way back when to accommodate some form of rail line, and I still think that would be the best, because that's going to give us many opportunities for growth on the north edge of this ward, as far as the residential area, so that they can spur on some better urban development. Plus, you're hitting TELUS World of Science, Commonwealth Stadium, NATE, Grant McEwen is all accessible right to West Edmonton Mall. You have Kingsway Mall. I can't even think of the one.
A ton of different centers of population.
Yeah, and the big thing I think of public transit is that you want the best scenario to ensure that you have ridership, and in my mind that would make the most sense, and it's the least intrusive on the population and the most cost effective. That would be a big thing here. The speed limit thing is going to be sketchy, because we have a junior high over here that borders 95th Avenue, West Lawn Junior High, so it's down to 30 kilometers an hour. I understand the concept of the lower speed. 30 seems a bit untenable. There's a large chain link fence all the way around the school, and there's never, in the 50 years I've been here, I don't ever remember any accidents or incidences involving the students there. And then 95th is still it's a major route, so it seems a bit slow. But that's something that council and everything that they really need to look at it quite in depth and figure out the best scenario for everybody, so it's least problematic and the most safe going forward, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Randy, if there's like anything else you want to tell our viewers here at Yeg Nation, now's the time. We're just gonna wrap this up.
No, just make sure that you guys get out and vote. It doesn't matter, who you choose. Just try and be educated. Think about who you believe in your heart is going to be the best representative for you and your ward when it comes down to election time. Because essentially it's up to the citizens to form their government within the city to make sure that the people that are taking care of the public purse are the right ones in place. And if you don't vote, you miss the boat, I guess, right?
Yep. You guys get your guys' voice heard October 16th. It's been a pleasure meeting you, Randy.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Great job.
See ya, guys.